Okay, and we are live. There it is. All right, guys. If I could just ask you a favor, go ahead and leave a like on the video on your way in. And if you would be so kind, please feel free to send the stream link out on Twitter and to all your friends. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you for kindly leaving a like on your way in and for sharing the stream link in advance. All right, so we got a lot going on today. So, first off, how is everybody doing? The market is pretty red, but I think that after all of the soothsaying and bone throwing that we've been doing lately about a market crash, we should all be well prepared for that. If you guys are well prepared with plenty of puts and short positions against the market, go ahead and leave a bear emoji.
In come the bears.
In come the bears. Thank you
Wow, what a
guys so much.
crazy day.
Yeah, it's insane. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this out right away in the very beginning. Market is setting up for a major event. I'm thinking that there is. What's weird is that the SPX is making so many gap downs repeatedly in the market, and this Jay Powell pump that happened earlier on this yesterday just didn't seem natural. So, and I listened to the whole thing, by the way. Shout out to Chef Pew Pew, one of the mods, for streaming that in the Discord the other day. But like the whole thing just sounded so sketchy to me. And while the market was moving up, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is such bullshit. Like, there's no way that this is natural. This isn't real. He's even like, I can understand if the market anticipated the 57 basis point hike because it was basically like we knew it was coming. But watching the market in real time just rebound the way that it did and just surge for the rest of the day after he started speaking, and then just spewing repeated lies, bullshit, backpedaling the whole time while he was on that podium during the Q&A session. Like, some of the things that he said just freaking baffled me. Like, I can't believe that he actually said that there are zero signs of an incoming recession. And I'm just like, are you out of your mind? Like, inflation is completely out of control. The real job market is like not the reported unemployment rate that the Fed uses. No, the real unemployment rate that's based off of that also includes people who aren't looking for work is sky high. It's closer to 6%. So the actual unemployment is moving up rapidly. It's already been high to begin with. And he wants to pretend that somehow with these even if 75 is faster than the 50 basis point hikes that we've been doing, I still don't think that it's fast enough that it's going to outpace inflation. And I just have this sneaking suspicion that what is happening in the market right now is that the Fed is repeatedly leaking to all of these mainstream media outlets, right? Like Wall Street Journal reported that, like, they got tipped off that this 75 basis point hike was coming early before the meeting even had started. So like it was already on everybody's minds. So when it happened, they made it sound like the market moved up and just loved it for whatever reason. Like they just waited for some positive statement from him that the job market is healthy, and then all of a sudden the market started ripping, like, and it makes no sense because it's all fabricated. The job market isn't actually healthy. Like we have a whole bunch of people that gave up looking for work that aren't being counted in the unemployment rate numbers, and like everybody feels it. And somehow he still stated that wage growth, real wage growth, is good. And I'm like, you're so full of shit. We haven't had a minimum wage increase to a reasonable level that has kept up with inflation. Like at this point, people who are working minimum wage now are making less than $3 an hour from what people would have been making minimum wage 20 years ago. And it just, none of what he said makes any sense. None of what he said makes any sense. It just all reeks of bullshit. So in any case, watching the market basically completely give up all of its gains and then some as soon as it opened as soon as it opened for pre-market this morning just confirmed everything that I felt during that entire Fed meeting to speech and the Q&A session, that all of this was total bullshit. And there was whatever move was made here yesterday, I feel was strictly just to give institutions enough time to dump some more bags into the market. Everybody wants to believe that the bottom is in, but we're still going through a major period of inflation, and the tightening of budgets is only going to continue. So it doesn't make sense that the market would bottom here. So anyway, yeah, I also got a update on some numbers as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at XLRE because this relates to the real estate market. Um, and if you're not already in on this play, it's definitely not too late. Like you can still buy puts against this sector if you believe that the housing market is overvalued and still going down. Like Redfin, for example, they're still in free fall, and their stock fell from $97 all the way to $8, and they're still struggling right now. They're going through a massive period of layoffs. If you weren't on the stream a couple days ago, I shared an article that basically Redfin was publicizing their layoffs, and they made a public statement to everybody to let them know that they were going through mass layoffs, and additionally trying their hardest to kind of, well, I'm not sure how I would describe it. Just try to comfort all of the people that are losing their jobs left and right, and simultaneously, big banks like Wells Fargo are going through their own layoff cycle. And I'm waiting, like, it's only a matter of time before the other banks start to feel the pinch too, because they've been flush with cash for years. And the real interest rate has been in the negatives for Jesus, like, well, long, it's been in the negatives since before the COVID pandemic hit and the money printer got turned into overdrive. But now that's all coming to an end, so they're all feeling the pinch, and they've laid off a whole bunch of their mortgage origination staff, the loan officers, and everybody that's in charge with managing loan money. So all of these factors are hurting the bank's ability to loan out cash, and the first place that's going to feel it is the real estate market. And you can already see it if you're tracking real estate numbers from realtor.com. You can actually see this stuff in real time, but there's a huge amount of supply that's just surging out into the market. Hey, Scott, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. I will get to your tag. I've got that pinned, and I will get to BQRS in just a little bit. Um, So if you're not tracking this data, Realtor.com has some data and insights that you can download in their in CSV files that show you the actual housing metrics on a weekly and a monthly basis. Let's see. See if I can pull this up. Yeah, here we go. So if you go to realtor.com/research/data, you can pull down the national weekly and the national metro, or the metro weekly data for housing. But I'll just give you the quick synopsis. The trends are going in the direction of a major housing crash, like total reversal of the pattern where housing prices have constantly been going up. And this has been going on for weeks. Realtor.com has been actually publishing real results, and the year over year value for all of the major hot markets like Boise, Idaho, San Diego, California, Arizona, Flagstaff, and Phoenix, Arizona, um, multiple cities in Florida, Seattle, Washington, all of those markets are cooling off rapidly, and the effect has been notable. And just over the last week, the market shows that a whole bunch of houses have been sitting on the market for in excess of 7 days now, which is the first positive increase in time on the market since the COVID pandemic hit us full force. So everybody that got into the housing market to sell their home, if you haven't sold it already, like this is basically your last chance to get out of the housing market. Um, Buyers are drying up so quickly, and the time on market is increasing rapidly. The number of actual listings has increased rapidly. The decrease in the prices of homes is rapidly descending, and all of that's having an effect on the real estate market. All of the mortgage originators, lenders, and the actual real estate companies are all feeling this pinch. So it's all coming down on the XLRE ETF, which is the easiest and most direct way to short this market. If you want to buy puts on something like this or just short the ETF, that is one way that you can do it. But obviously, be careful. Don't bet more money than you're willing to lose. But at the moment, like you see that we're trading below this 200 period moving average on the daily, and we're about to get a death cross of the 50 crossing below the 200. All of these are extremely bearish signs that the housing market and overall the XLRE ETF is about ready to start moving to a major downturn, and it's happening quickly. Like it's going fast. This is one of the most rapid descents of an ETF that I've seen since we looked at MBB, which was the mortgage-backed securities ETF from BlackRock, if I'm not mistaken. And there's also VMBS, which is the Vanguard ETF, and that one's also tanking. And right now, the Fed is getting ready to dump a huge sum of bags from their balance sheet directly into the mortgage-backed securities market. All of these ETFs are about ready to feel a massive liquidation, and that's why I'm titling this video of this stream "The Great Liquidation." The Fed is unloading their balance sheet onto the banks, and they're about to get so hammered with undervalued securities assets, and it's going to destroy the housing market very quickly. And the news is only just starting to really pick up on this, because I think at this point everybody can feel something's coming. They just don't know what it is. The other thing that you can do besides shorting XLRE or other real estate companies is you can get into DRV, which is what I'm currently looking at. So I got in fairly early down here, set strike prices for $50, and I'm so far in the money right now. I'm just kind of letting it ride. But that pretty much sums up the situation with the housing market for right now. Do your research, check out what's going on in the market right now. But these are the major plays for me, betting on a long downturn that is going to rapidly hit the market. And consistent with all previous housing crashes, it's coming in the summer because the weakness is starting to show itself during the historically hottest time of the market during summer. Spring and summer are hot months for the housing market. If it's not doing well in these months, this is when panic happens. So if you are betting on a housing crash, or if you're just hearing this for the first time, DRV, which is a leveraged ETF, if you don't understand this ETF, check out my other videos on it and look back at previous streams to get a little bit more information, or join us in the Discord at Hell's Trading Floor. We'll be happy to explain things to you. You can join us at discord.gg/Hell's Trading Floor. Okay, so with all of that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and start covering all of the previous tickers that were brought up. First up, we got BRQS, which was requested by Scott T. Thanks again for the $5, dude. So Porks Technologies. I haven't gotten back into this one yet. I'm still seeing weakness in the charts, but it is forming a wedge here, kind of a symmetrical triangle. There's been multiple. Oh, let me fix this. Here we go. So we have this triangle forming here. It's kind of a descending. It's kind of descending pattern. There's still a lot of time left in this play, though. You could look for it to break to the upside, but at the moment, what I would be trusting more is moving averages. And right now, the moving averages are still staying pretty far gapped out, and it's moving down consistently. So the trend is down overall. The one thing that you do have that you can look out for. I gotta delete these windows. Sorry, guys. It's all getting in the way. Okay. So, like I was saying, on the daily chart, the 200 moving average is pretty far above us. It could start moving up at any time, but at the moment, we're still waiting on catalysts for this one. You did have this really tall wick here on June 9th. It's just a little bit of a volatility pop that just quickly evaporated that day. It just couldn't sustain that level. But you see on the hourly, we're starting to get these. We're starting to get crosses of the moving averages. So this green one is the 50-period moving average, and it's hovering just below the 200. So I'm betting on a breakout here pretty soon. I would wait for the confirmation though, just because BRQS has had multiple rug pulls. You don't want to get faked out, especially if you're working with very little liquidity. I know a lot of people that are playing with penny stocks. They're working with with small capital. So you could get in now if you are if you're confident in the of this being the bottom. But the other possibility that I see here is a fake out breakdown to touch these two liquidity pools, which is a concept I've been talking about ever since learning about liquidity hunting. But it's not as likely on these penny stocks. But nevertheless, I'll kind of map it out for you. What we've currently got is a pattern where the price is consolidating on the bottom of this wedge. What you'd be looking for a liquidity hunt is just a sudden spike down into these areas, and you'll look for a very tall, a very long wick on a red candle to dip into these areas down at around 15 cents, and then a rapid ascension back up. You're looking for big green engulfing candles at that point. So if you start to see the price do this V-shaped recovery and then start to move up and break out of this wedge, then that would be your confirmation. Wait for a little bit of time. You could look at this on the 15-minute time frame, or you could look at it on the hourly if you want to get absolute confirmation. But usually these deep drops happen in like 1 to 5 minute time frames. They're very fast and they happen pretty unexpectedly. But that is what you would be looking for, is this big fake out. There's multiple bullish divergences here, so the RSI is giving you some signals that there will be a push to the upside. But there's a good possibility that if there's a market maker that wants to get some liquidity here and pull some shares into their inventory, they're going to hit stop losses if they can for day traders that are working on this. There's quite a lot of volume here, so there's a good possibility you've got some day traders that are swinging this thing. So market makers and institutions will probably be looking to take advantage of that and hunt it. So like I said, wait for the confirmation breakout here above 19 cents. But if you see a deep red candle down here, all of a sudden, no news, just sudden deep red wicking candle, and then a green engulfing candle to take over, then that would be your confirmation that the move to the upside is coming. You just want to wait for that candle to close. Make sure you get a closing green engulfing candle for confirmation. If you want second confirmation, you can look for either bullish divergence on the RSI or a breakout of this wedge. All right. Oh yes, let's talk about the red box options suspensions. So what I heard was that the brokers, or at least TD Ameritrade, is blaming the options market. What is it? The OOC, um, or OCC? Sorry, the Options Clearing Corporation. The options market clearing houses are saying that apparently that Redbox never should have had an options market because it never qualified for it. So, which is interesting because now there's more than 10 million shares worth of call options on the options chain for Redbox, and there's still only speculated to be around a 6 million share float for their stock. So, what I'm what I'm surprised to hear is that we've got all of these institutions that created and wrote all of these options contracts, and and they are and now all of those options we find out were never supposed to be there in the first place, and we've already opened up 2 sets of strikes on this options chain because this thing kept running on them. So this could actually be like, I don't want to say like a GameStop situation, but I think that there could be some serious volatility here. But here's the thing: now that there is no options play anymore, nobody can open any new contracts. They can't open puts and they can't open calls, so you can't play this in either direction. But the options market is totally blown out right now, and if you think that this thing can move, then I mean, sure, why not? Just make sure that you're not betting any more money than you're willing to lose. But this does have the potential to really screw over market makers that opened up all of these options contracts, and now they don't have the ability to write new ones, and they're not going to continue doing that. The option, if what TD Ameritrade is saying is true, that the brokerages are staying out of it and they're not allowing new contracts to be written, then that means that the clearing firm has shut down options writing. There will be absolutely no opening of new options. So everything that is here, as long as this price is moving sideways, all of the options that have been created to date that are in the money are in play. And they have no way to actually drive the price down to drop those out of the money. I just realized that I think I have the wrong. Oh, nope, we're good. We are good. So, yeah, I think that whatever's going on with Redbox is super freaking sketchy, but I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, my apologies, guys. I got to take care of a quick situation with work. This should only take me 5 minutes, but let's go ahead and put on some charts while we look at a few things.
Looks like we got a couple of movers. Excella is up 14%.
Exella.
Excella's popping. And it looks like AERC might be getting ready to make it's been slowly climbing up here, but it might be getting ready to make its next move in some direction. Revlon, what are you going to do, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Look at Mullen. Mullen getting a little pop there.
Ooh, interesting.
Daniel.
That's funny.
Daniel
I was
in the
calling
YouTube
out.
chat.
I was calling out Mullen's bottom not too long ago. I was actually saying that it in my last video that it looked like it was showing signs of a spike, and I was looking at those $1 and the 150 call contracts. Just kind of eyeing them up, like those are nice and cheap. They were like $20 a contract.
Oh wow. Yeah, have you I ran the Scourge bot on Redbox. I'm sure you've seen it recently. I'm looking at that $12 strike. There's almost 12,000 calls at $12 expiring tomorrow.
Ooh, we just had a cross of the MA13 and the MA48 on the 3-minute on AERC, and we're getting a little pop.
There was a post in the trading floor that AERC was that AERC had submitted a filing that hasn't been published yet, that they're getting ready to do a share offering, which wouldn't surprise me at all with how much this thing has moved. Just look at what a monster this thing has been.
Yep, and their Class A shares is what they're offering.
Okay, so not the common stock.
Correct.
Okay.
So I mean, it's for the long term. I think it's bullish for the stock. I think it'll help stabilize it. Yeah, it's going to be a liquidation, or not a liquidation, but a dilution of the flow. But in the same sense, that'll help stabilize it for your long holders. It'll slow that float down and it won't have such violent swings.
Hey, I could appreciate that. Now, I'm not in this play, but I mean, this is an awesome call out. Wasn't it Chef Pew Pew?
Yes, sir.
It was you. Okay. Man, I gotta tell you, like that was a hell of a call. This thing, when did you call this out? Was this like you
When
called
it
it out
was
on like
at
the
$2, right when the news dropped?
Oh wow, really? So
Yeah,
I've
I've had a position. I swing it back when it IPO'd. I swing it from 16 to 25 and back. I swung it and kept a little position, and then I saw the news pop up, and then I was like, hey guys, they got approved.
That's
Every
awesome.
hospital in America,
That's awesome. Wow. I'm gonna have to learn to get up early, go to bed early, and get up early so that I can catch these things when you guys call them out. Thanks, Scrap Queen, for double checking that for me. Okay, I think the work situation is handled.
Awesome.
Just waiting for confirmation from my boss before I change anything.
Well, is Revlon going to catch itself here?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do a
Dude,
little
that
bit of
halt bot, our halt bot, man. That's where we found Revlon.
yeah. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to actually show everybody. This is something that everybody can benefit from if y'all want to see and experience some of the benefits here at Hell's Trading Floor. Let me actually showcase this a little bit. We've got all kinds of tools that are available for the entire team. Oh, Jesus. Did Discord really just freeze on me right now?
You're also not on the Discord screen if you were wanting to share that on the YouTubes.
Well, I'm trying to pull it over and the screen, the whole
Oh.
window's frozen. Oh, so while I'm waiting for Discord to pull its head out of its ass, I can go. I can show you. I can show you some of the TA on this thing. God damn. Discord, what the hell? Discord. Would you please? Ugh, God. Anyway, Revlon. So, Revlon is a classic. Is one of the classic market maker squeeze cases as well. Because what I was seeing was the same setup as before. A giant spike in the on loan as the price was moving down. Utilization was maxed out earlier on. It's been maxed out since 26th of May. Who called this one out? Was it just the Scourge bot that alerted on the halt? Savvy, I just saw your message. I have not seen any of that. No, I did not see that Flab was working on that. Huge shout out to Flabbergang. I really want to highlight all of the hard work he's done. He's the principal developer of ScourgeBot, Mr. Flabbergang, and he's been he has been an absolute amazing asset to this community. I especially want to thank him because he put in all of the hours into the code. Also want to thank Verde and Dave, who have been also working with Flabbergang to work on features, as well as put ideas together and help work with data providers in order to get everything put together. But man, we've got such an amazing dev team here, and I just want to take the time to thank them on stream for all of their hard work, because now ScourgeBot has become in its own right a incredible stock screener that calls out these exact plays for us, and I can't wait to share it with everybody once we get to a point where we can actually start bringing in more complex data and running strategies on those over time. I see that I got disconnected from the Discord, so I'm gonna have to kill this and get back into it. So just give me a moment, guys. I'll be with you in just a second. Oh, Discord. Maybe it will get there eventually. I'm going to have to close some of this other stuff. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Am I live with you guys in the Discord now? Are we good?
Back.
Okay, great.
come back.
Making action.
Well, Jukes, that's the easy question. If options expire in the money, they have to buy 100 shares to cover it.
Thank you for taking that question. Yeah, Jukes. So the in the money calls. There's a lot of in the money calls, and there's been a lot of buying of deep in the money calls. But just as Chef said, the result of all those options expiring in the money is the market maker or whoever sold those get assigned, and they have to. If they don't have the shares on hand, they are going to have no choice but to purchase them at market price in order to cover them. So calls that expire on Friday must be delivered by market open on Tuesday the following week. So they get 2 settlement days to make sure that those shares get delivered. They will need to deliver those with either on loan. They can get loaned out shares to do it, but there's so few shares available for loan that I think that this could actually cause a liquidation event for the market maker where they have to drop other assets in order to pool money and just start hammering the ask. And this is where the market maker squeezes can get absolutely ridiculously out of hand. And if we get enough of these right in a row, retail can absolutely destroy market makers. I have full confidence that now that retail has started to learn how things are working, we are on path to putting serious pain on Wall Street. We just have to be careful, and we have to make sure that we're not betting too much on single plays and also not stretching ourselves too thin. Let me get back to the Discord chat. Yeah, so, I was also, I never finished my thought regarding Flabbergank's work, but apparently we're working on an FDA alert bot, so I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, if we can get an FDA alert bot going, that would be absolutely amazing. Total game changer. I'll be looking forward to that for sure. But let me go ahead and kind of show off what we've got here on Discord. We've been creating all kinds of new automated alert systems that people can subscribe to in the Discord. And if I'm not mistaken, this is available for everybody. Let me just showing off all of my. I'm showing off all my permission structure. Give me 1 second. I want to check and make sure that everybody is able to look at this. Okay. All right. So it's currently only available for professionals and veterans. So traders don't have access to the automated alert system. And that's just because we want to give a special thanks to everybody who spends a little bit of extra cash to be here in order to support us, because it's your guys' donations and your support through Patreon that we're able to afford all of this data. And the more that we have your support, the more data we're able to afford. And I'm very happy to announce that finally we have access to real-time equities fundamentals data and equities price action, as well as historical price action. Our next goal is to get real-time and sales data, level 2 order book data on demand, and real-time options trading flow. And if we can get all of that, then we will basically be able to integrate all of this into a unified platform. So I'm really looking forward to being able to share this with you. But in any case, if you're looking to get in on these alerts, we turned off the @here system where it was just constantly pinging everybody. And now it's a little bit easier. If you want to subscribe to the bot and you want to get these alerts, you can do a schedule DD subscription command, do subscribe, and then you can set your DD type that you want to be alerted on. And if you select the halts monitor, now you can be subscribed to the halt alerts channel. And you can run this command anywhere, but nobody else should be able to see these messages. But now I'm subscribed to my own alerts watch list, and we're going to keep adding these types of features and other watch lists that everybody else will be able to subscribe to. So if you want to get access to this stuff, again, this particular feature is only available for veteran and above members, but you can get access to this by joining our Discord. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/thedevilsbroker, or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/hellstradingfloor. And we have instructions in the Discord welcome channel to show you how to get added to the Discord. You won't be able to see anything once you first join unless you get your Patreon subscription. But once you get subscribed, you'll be able to get access to all of this information. So, and if you're looking to get direct access to our Scourge bot, which we use every single day to go and find us new picks, such as monitoring for squeeze plays, looking for high short interest over free float, looking for stocks which are trading with massive short exempts above their free float, which the last time that happened was Mullen back in February. But nevertheless, these are the things that we look out for, and Scourge helps us to do it. Absolutely the best bot ever, and Mr. Flabbergank is the best dev ever. So thank you. Oh, and he just told me that our SEC monitoring bot, or not SEC, FDA approval monitoring bot is now live. So.
He is asking for a demonstration.
Wow.
All right. Let's do it. Flabbergang, come live on Livestream Studio, and let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Wow.
You should have speaker permissions.
Literally just got the chills, bro. Like, for real. This is wow.
So we've got all kinds of new data feeds and stuff. Come on, Flab. Come on. Join us in the live stream. Come on. Don't be shy.
Let's go, baby.
We're gonna have to coax him up here.
Flab ain't the shy one.
Mirror pretty. We got candy.
All right, let's do this.
Got some candy in live stream for you.
All right. So where do I go, Flab?
Where am I?
Well, you're not anywhere. I don't have you live. I need you to talk me through this so that we can show everybody how to subscribe to the FDA alerts.
It's the same way as any other one.
Same way as any other one?
Yeah, it's not in the Discord server, so you can do it in the test one if you want.
Oh, it's in the test one? Oh, okay, I got you. All right. Well, I won't show that off, but once it goes live, we'll do a demonstration. I would love to be able to demo that.
Oh yeah, I can do that in a second.
Well, I guess I could go into the dev server and show that off.
Yeah, there's nothing special there.
Is it live right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're doing a schedule DD subscription, subscribe, FDA alerts, done. FDA alerts has no feed to subscribe to?
You need to create one, son.
Oh.
You gotta have a channel for it. It's gotta know where to print.
I got you. Well, you're a mod, man. I'm not a mod in your dev server. You got to make it.
Okay, just a second then.
Come on. We're doing it live. In the meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out some other due diligence that we've got going on elsewhere in the market. So Redbox is still consolidating a little bit. Tell me what's moving. ADN, like holy shit, this one is ridiculous. This one moved 210% since pre-market open today. The volume's been absolutely ridiculous. It's blown through multiple major liquidity levels and just went through its highest one. I'm betting it's going to start to retrace at this point. This is a very heavy liquidity pool that it just broke into. So this one might be the top for a little while. We might see a retrace here.
Okay, try now.
Okay. Let's go take a look at this.
Drum roll, please.
No pressure.
Schedule DD, subscribe, FDA, and do I have access to that channel? I don't see it. Okay, I've been subscribed to the default FDA feed, but I don't see the channel yet. So, oh, there it is. There it is.
You got to get the roll.
There we go.
Ah, wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's dirty.
Look at this. Real-time FDA approval and denial alerts.
Oh my.
So
Flabbergank,
y'all want to get access to
I love
this?
you.
Yeah, so yeah,
Flabbergank.
huge shout out to Flabbergank and the entire dev team for their work on this. Thank you so much. This is going to be freaking awesome. As soon as possible, we'll send this to go live.
Wow.
TD, I think you accidentally dropped the mic.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to turn that off because I don't want that to hammer the dev server, at least not for me. And by the way, this feed only shows up for people who are subscribed to it, so it won't blitz you with a bunch of mentions if you don't want to be a part of it. So it's a silent working feature for those who want it. If you don't want it, it won't bother you. So that's the big change that's come, and we're really happy. Like, I'm so happy. I can't wait to see this stuff.
Man, for
I
real.
can't wait to see this stuff land.
I can't wait to make money on it. You got a lot of people screaming Mulan. What's Mulan doing? Mullen.
What's Mulan doing? I was saying in my other video, ooh, I fucking called it. I fucking called it. 110. I said 110. That bounce. These confirmation candles.
Wow, you sure did. I remember that. You sure did call that.
These fucking wicks everywhere. All this barcoding. I was like, this is a liquidity issue right here. The barcoding down here, they're getting ready to fucking send it. Wow. All right. Mullen. Yeah, these barcodes are what made me decide. It dipped into this. It hadn't quite reached this liquidity pool. I thought that it might touch it again. It touched it before back down here, and then it bounced big time. I thought maybe it was going to hit it again for a second time, but it doesn't look like it. Mullen is going. Mullen is going. All right. Give it a little bit of time. You'll see a golden cross of the 50 over the 200 on the 15-minute time frame. This is load up time. It's not too late to get in if you are long on Mullen.
I swear it looked like Mullen was barcoding upwards last night.
It does look like it was barcoding upwards. It had this deep engulfing candle on the in after hours, and then it gapped down pre-market. But yeah, I would say that signaled a big move for sure. Look at that. 3-line strike here on the 15-minute time frame as well. That's interesting. This barcode pattern is strange. Look at this. You have a 3-line strike that formed from red candles, but they're gapped up red candles. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Look at that. Just Wick City. Nothing but wick. And now all of a sudden it's moving like crazy. Y'all, if you're not in on Mullen, I don't want to encourage people to chase, but this is the signal that I was waiting for, and right now you're looking at a confirmation candle forming right now. You can wait for the 15-minute time frame to end, and then see if it retraces to get a better entry. But this will be the confirmation candle. If it just needs to close green. If you get a tall solid green candle, then there's your confirmation. All right. See, the market is bleeding, but we can still make some fucking money, can't we?
Demonetized.
I don't care. As it turns out, my work-related problem is not solved, so I got to go and fix it again. It shouldn't take me too long, though. Just give me a minute.
Nice spy.
Oh boy, Spy's breaking down on the channel. Channel breakdown on Spy. Major market liquidation event. We called it here first. We called it here first, and now begins. We're in the last 2 hours of the market. This is the time. This is the time for the volatility to really start hitting things. If you aren't short on the market right now, this might be last entry opportunity. Again, please, don't bet more than you are willing to lose. This is an unpredictable event, but the market is about to start doing some weird shit. We have no idea what's about to happen. So control emotions, look at the charts, look for confirmation, enter in small positions, scale in a little at a time. Make sure you have cash standing by. If you're looking for levered bets, you can go with the SQs, you can go with XPXS, you can go with DRV, you can go with SDAO if you want to short the Dow. Whoo, boy. This is quite a day. Oh.
Another real estate ticker to potentially go the angle of puts on would be the letter O. Have you taken a look at that one?
I haven't. What is the letter O? Realty Income Corporation. Interesting. It bounced hard yesterday and then gapped down today. I haven't looked at this. It looks weak as hell, though. Rejected by the 200 moving average twice. That's just on a 10-minute time frame. What does the daily say? Ooh. Ooh. Threatening a death cross. It's got some time for it to go, but yeah, that is a possibility. Realty Income Corporation. Interesting. I don't know enough about it, so not taking a position in it, but this one is also a possibility. You'd have to do your own quick research on this. You can basically go short on just about any real estate company, though, and you're likely to you're likely to win. The only thing that is unfortunate about it is that most of those companies are already oversold pretty badly, but they're not going to do well in this upcoming market. Real estate is getting hurt bad. It's going to continue to be hurt bad. So investors are fleeing all of these companies right now. I don't expect them to come back at any point in the near term.
All right, Mullen just bounced off the 38.2 fib.
If we get a nice bull flag here, that'll be a nice pattern for continuation. It's got to give a little bit of pullback. It's got to make a little healthy pullback. Let's catch up with the chat questions. I'm sorry that I'm like juggling too many things. I'm juggling my regular workday, chat, and everything else going on at the same time. Hey, Al Boogie, thank you for the $5. I don't have any day trades left. Should I swing some UVixie for tomorrow? You know, I don't play UVixie. Does somebody else want to take this question? I don't play UVixie.
Numskully, I think, plays those.
Numbskull, are you in here?
Yeah, what was the question?
Well, we got a member, Al Boogie, who was asking about swinging UVixie for tomorrow because he doesn't have any day trades. So I don't play the UVixie ETF, so I thought maybe somebody else might be able to answer their question. Purely non-financial advice.
Yeah, I'm currently not playing UVixie just because of the SPY is so wonky.
Just can't tell what it's going to do.
Right.
Yeah, and that's basically what you're basing your play off of is the S&P.
Gotcha. So UVixie it's a short against volatility, right? So it's shorting the VIX.
It's a play, and so it's the inverse of the SPY, so it's a play with the VIX. It just
I got you.
leverage is different.
Okay, I got you. Tracking. Yeah, I don't play this one. I don't trade on volatility alone. So it's really hard for me to say one way or the other. I've got a lot of people asking about GMVD. Let me go ahead and take a look at this one. So GMVD is one that we've called out a couple times now. Volatility is coming into this thing. We're getting some multiple hidden bulls. This is bullish consolidation here. It keeps we keep getting these deep red wicks, and it's getting pushed back up over and over and over again. Interesting. Let me look at this on the 1 hour. It looks a bit like barcoding, but it is throwing multiple signs of strength. We have two bullish divergences. We have hidden bullish. We have hidden bull signals on the RSI, and my STC indicator is showing a strong move incoming. It'll probably do a retrace and a little bit of pullback. You know, a little bit of additional consolidation. But on this next move, it could test this 200 moving average. The thing that you're mainly looking for is for the 50 moving average on the hourly time frame to cross the 200. That'll be the major technical signal for this thing to reverse. But what I'm seeing here is huge bullish divergence on the OBV. The stock, while trading down, the OBV was trading up on a short time frame on the hourly. So this is a significant signal, and it's coinciding with the RSI. So you have multiple confluences in your favor. I'm bullish on GMVD, by the way. There's been multiple instances of extremely high short exempts on this particular stock. I know Hoot Money's talking about it. He's long on it as well. I still have to wait to see how it plays out to determine what to what level the market makers are over leveraged on it. But it's all going to depend on what retail response to this stock is, and what happens if the market makers need to borrow shares and take them out on loan. We'll see that in the Ortex data once this thing makes its first major price move.
SPY. Looks like SPY tapped the intraday low. No bueno.
Jonathan Summers. For Biora, I saw the volatile moves, which it's a good sign. Right now, we have established a higher low, so we actually created a double bottom here. Come on, TradingView. Don't do this to me. Okay. Yep, double bottom pattern. Okay, so quick look at a double bottom. What you see here is this. I'm looking at this red candle. This is during market hours. I can actually take away the extended hours so that this is a little bit clear. On the hourly time frame, you see we have this one candle that dips way down into this area, and we have these wicking candles that have dropped their wick into this zone and then were rejected off of that level. What you're looking for a double bottom pattern to spot it is normally you'll look for one of these candles to wick or close inside of this zone, but never close below the wick of the previous candle. So you set the two levels here. You set it at the bottom of the body of the red candle and the bottom of the wick, and then you see what the next bounce looks like. If the wick or the body touches the upper level or goes into it and closes or wicks into this area, then you're good. It can wick down to this level, but it cannot close here. If it closes below, it's not a double bottom. If it closes here or here, that is a double bottom. So we have a wick into this zone. That is confirmation of a double bottom. So I would say that Biora is starting to show a significant sign of strength. You have bullish divergence here on the RSI, which is another good signal. STC indicator is going green, so momentum is shifting to the bull side. OBV is trending with the price right now, so there's no divergence at this time, but we don't have a whole lot of volume yet, so this is only just the beginning. And this is the lowest point that Biora has reached in its price. This is the lowest it's ever been. So this is the deepest liquidity pool that it's ever had. So at this point, you could take a long position on this one if you want to. Confirmation of breakout is at this level here at the neckline of the double bottom pattern. There's a second level for confirmation up at 65 cents. But this is a good price for Biora. If I had some capital to spare, I would absolutely be adding to my position here. I've got some puts that I sold on Biora that are going to be expiring, though, here this Friday, so I'm going to be collecting shares anyway. All right, let's go ahead and check out some of our other plays here. AMC is still in consolidation mode right now. Let's see. We have multiple crosses on consolidation of the 15-minute, 50 and the 200 moving averages. What does the 30 minutes say? 30 minutes trying to cross. 30-minute 50 period moving average is trying to cross the 200. AMC is showing so much strength. If the market drops out today, shorts could get liquidated. A few other people that were asking about Ollie. Ollie is another play that I'm supremely bullish on. This is a discount store. What I'm seeing are repeating Elliott wave patterns. We actually just had a second set of these, and right now it's in its correction wave, and these correction waves are very short-lived. So next week, maybe even before this Friday, Ollie could make a huge move to the upside, but I would at least be expecting next week for this thing to break over $60. I'm really bullish on this stock. They have no debt. They just added a new distribution center, multiple distribution centers actually, to handle their supply chain issues, which was the whole reason why their stock became oversold in the first place. They were previously trading during the height of the pandemic above $100, consolidating in a range between 80 and 100 for the most part, but they were above 100, and they even peaked at like 125 or something like that at one point. But this stock is strong. I love the company. It's got virtually no debt, very few short-term liabilities. They have tons of assets. They're opening more than 50 new stores across the United States. They've got new distribution centers, trucks, and deals with wholesalers to take liquidated and closeout inventory. And these guys, when their business is good, when their business is healthy, their profit margin is like 40%, which is absolutely ridiculous. And because they're a discount store, people are going to flock to them to get deals, because right now Walmart, Target, BJ's, Sam's Club, all of these companies that get that always gets their inventory from, they can't sell their stuff because it's too freaking expensive, and inflation is murdering the average consumer right now. It's just bleeding us dry, and personal savings are at their all-time lows. So pretty soon, all of these major stores, all these retail outlets are going to start liquidating inventory. They're basically going to give it away to Ollie's, and then they're just going to put a massive markdown on it, and they're going to liquidate it instantaneously. They won't be able to keep stuff stocked. I have so much faith in this company. This is one of my long plays for the entire recession period. If you want to compare this to anything, you could compare it to other discount stores and retail chains like it. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and Five Below are all possible stocks that you could look at to compare this with. But these guys, they sell good inventory. Their product is absolutely superior because they get it directly from wholesalers at major closeout discount prices, and their profit margins are huge. So they have massive upside in this high inflation environment. If people continue to feel the pinch from the banks having to raise rates, the federal funds rate keeps increasing, and inflation doesn't go down, these guys are going to do absolutely amazing. I'm very excited about this company. I'm honestly holding this one to $90, and I might make this one a long-term, like, just diamond hand buy and hold investment. It's a good company, and they're pretty heavily shorted as well. So if you like to squeeze some shorts, this is a good time. The shorts are starting to leave though. They're slowly unrolling their positions. I think they see the writing on the wall. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Revlon's still consolidating.
Right at the tip of this major wedge, pennant.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this pennant. It's doing okay. It flagged, and right now it's just going totally sideways. Big pole and a flag, and now it's just consolidating sideways. Like, where's the volume? Where's the volume? This is weird. Where did the volume go?
I think they're holding this one to the very tip of the pennant because they're like, ugh.
That's weird. Oh well. And Alpha's doing really nicely today too. Man, everything is just so good. All the meme play, all the meme plays are showing some strength. It's kind of funny. AMC is retraced a little bit, gave back its gains from the previous day, but that's okay. GameStop is retracing also, still picking up some steam. AMC and GameStop are both throwing multiple bullish divergences across multiple time frames. So I find that interesting. Let's see. BBIG was starting to throw some signs as well. Yeah. This is a big move on BBIG. I bet you anything it bounces off of VWAP or the 50 moving average, one of the two.
Mullen's waking back up again.
I gotta look at Mullen also.
Just recrossed the 23.6 fib. It's at 124.9.
Wow, Mullen. Ooh, it's holding up nicely. Yep. Big bull pennant on the 15 on the 10 minute. 5 minute. That's good. Very good. Big breakout to the upside for Mullen.
Fib extension has 135 would be the next 100% move if it does another leg.
Amazing. Jukes, thanks for the call out. Ortex updated RDBX on Twitter. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. Had to close a few windows from work. RDBX, what do you got? The year of the squeeze is not over. Wow, Redbox. God, that short interest is ridiculous. I would have expected the return shares to start to really stack up, but they're just not.
It's not showing updated yet. Their tweet said that it's going to be down around 115% current short interest.
They're updating the float numbers.
Correct.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. So, guys, I'll just go ahead and let you know what's going to happen on Ortex for Redbox. The short interest of free float is going to rapidly decrease to a little bit over 100%. It's still heavily overshorted. It's just that Ortex did some digging. They went through all their SEC filings, and what they found was that the float is actually closer to 6 million, not 2 million. So the float it's still heavily shorted, like very significantly shorted, but it's not going to be like this anymore. That doesn't mean that it can't still squeeze. It absolutely can, especially after all this pain that was put on shorts recently, and they're paying these exorbitant cost to borrow fees. So unless there is a major rug pull from the company just saying like, yay, we sold, and you only get like 80 cents for each of your shares, as long as that doesn't happen in the near term, then we should be okay. But at this point, like the stock is being set up for a major rug pull, and they are targeting retail. Like they are going to try to hurt us, and they're going to try to wash us out of this stock play. So know that, just know that you know, I'm with you to the end, and I'm sorry if things don't work out, but I'm still holding on, and I'm bullish on this stock.
I sent you the specific tweet in the live stream questions so you can see it, but they basically state that they worked with S&P, and S&P advised them that the updated red box free float figure is approximately 3.9 million. They're working to get it displayed as quickly as possible.
Gotcha.
Should be around 112% free float. The short interest should be around 112% free float whenever it's updated.
Perfect. Thank you, Logical Chaos. I really appreciate the update. Let's go see what else we've got going on here. If you guys in Discord have questions for me, drop them in live stream questions and just mention me so that I can see the ping. I'll be happy to answer some more questions, and let me catch up with chat. City Blades, thanks for the $1, dude. Really appreciate that. Dox the Fox, thanks also for the $2. TD, just wanted to tell you Mullen equals my bay. Scrap Queen, where do you think the bottom on EXPR is? Will they survive the recession? That's a good question. Let's look. EXPR is what's that? Express? Yeah, Express Inc. I forget what their oh, this is the retail chain. It's like one of those they operate like strip mall boutiques, right? Let's see. Micro float, $138.5 million market cap. Big drop. Yeah. They're in a bad situation. You got a narrowing wedge to the downside, which is it's not great. I can't really judge based on technicals alone. Looking at their financial estimates from the quarter, they're actually making surprises. They are profitable. The actual earnings are positive. They've only just recently posted their first negative earnings for the first quarter of 2022, and they were still above the estimates. So they're still outperforming, but they are losing income. I don't know what their situation is monetarily speaking, like what their long-term and short-term liabilities are like, but it would take a little bit more research on my part in order to give you a direction on this thing. But I would honestly say, if you're in this market and this is a company that you're invested long in for the long term, like, you know, retirement long, then it shouldn't matter to you. I do agree with the principle that time in the market beats timing the market. You're usually going to be right if you just wait it out and stick through the hard times. So if this is a company that you're invested in long term, you're bullish on it for the long term, many, many years down the road, with the prices being this low, don't sell. Just hold on to it. You know, hold on to it for the long term. There is, if anything, this can be an opportunity to average down, but you probably don't want to do that right now because we're currently in a market. We're in a market crash right now. Things are going down, and it's going to continue going down. So this stock is probably going to feel the pain just the same as everybody else is. So have cash set aside. If this is one that you want to average down on, just wait until that time where you see the recovery coming in the overall market, and look for that opportunity to average down on your long plays that you believe in the most. Looks like the stream is like way delayed. Let me see. How up to date are we? What's the stream health like? Okay, that's not so bad. It's like a 5-second delay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I guess there was just a little bit of a hiccup.
Yeah, it popped live pretty quick.
Okay, let's go take a look at these other plays here. GMVD showing a nice sign of strength. I'm really liking the divergence on OBV and the RSI. Now is the time. Man, DRV is hanging on at 60. The overall market is sick as a dog. SPY down. We are now officially in the panic zone at this point. This is what I had been calling out for. This is what I had been calling out for the last couple of months now, actually. We broke through this last level of support here. Now, the first thing that I was expecting is for us to bounce back up and tap and retest this 385 or 388 level and break down from there. And it looks like it's happening. Hold on to your butts, ladies and gentlemen. We're going on the vertical drop ride called the stock market. Sure, Lazeman, I can go ahead and take a look at IMPP, and I'll look at Mullen again after that, Flabbergang. So IMPP. Let me catch up with chat again. Hi, Anoa. You know, honestly, my TA that I learned quite a bit from watching Matt Kors. I like the way that he does TA, but a lot of this I learned and adapted from just, you know, learning a few basic patterns. Previously, I was obsessed with drawing wedges on everything and finding those zones of consolidation. But I don't find that to be as accurate, and it doesn't help you spot resistance as well when you're playing a play in real time. So what I started doing was adding moving averages to everything, and it made things a lot clearer, and I was able to see symptoms of support and resistance a lot more easily. YouTube channel that I strongly recommend, and I don't personally know the guy that runs it, but Artie from The Moving Average, the channel is called The Moving Average. You can go ahead and look at his videos. He has an excellent approach to technical analysis, probably because he's just got so much time in the market. He's mainly a Forex trader. He also trades like crypto and some stocks and like the Dow 30 and stuff, but he's got a great TA setup, and I like the way that he teaches. So I've been talking about him quite a bit, and I've really enjoyed his content. He taught me quite a lot of things just by passively watching how he approaches swing trades and TA. And I found that since adding moving averages to everything, I can see these reversals a lot more easily. Like for example, this if I bring up AMC, I can actually go back and show you the first sign during the June run up where I should have sold, but never did. And the main one that would have tipped me off was the gap between the 20 moving average, the 20 daily moving average, and the 50 widened to 40% as well. On the 50, the gap between the 50 and the 200 was more than 60%. I find that after the 20 and the 50 and the 50 and 200 are separated by a 40 to 50% gap, that is when there is nothing able to hold the price up anymore. And you wouldn't have been able to time the top. Nobody can really time the top, but you could have timed this separation in the moving averages and seen the weakness. This consolidation here took so long on the daily that it should have been obvious to me that AMC was coming down. And if I had been looking on like a 1 hour chart or the moving averages on the daily, I probably would have been able to time an exit or set myself up with some puts in order to hedge myself against the rug pull. Having learned that, it makes it a lot easier to spot those rug pulls when they're coming up. And as a matter of fact, I recently called the rug pull on Redbox that just happened. So if you wanted to check out my Twitter feed and also previous streams that I was doing, I called this rug pull that happened in after hours just a couple days ago. So I saw this weakness in the chart, and I measured the separation between these moving averages, which on the daily was getting to be about 40%. Specifically, I saw a 40% separation on the hourly chart between the 20 and the 200, and there was weakness in the chart. I saw that there was bearish divergence on the RSI, and the stochastic indicator that I run here was turning red and OBV was decreasing. So everything was signaling downtrend. And I saw how the upper strikes for all the new options, all the new call options had started to get blown out. So that all told me that this thing has to come down. It's going to have to retrace. And because of that, I got myself, I told people, like, hedge yourself. If you want to stay long on it, you do you. But for God's sake, protect yourself with some puts. Because if you get caught up here at this level, you're going to hate yourself for not having been able to set yourself up with an exit. And that's what puts are for. Puts are there to protect you from a dropout in the stock. If you're up big on your position, you buy some puts at the money. That gives you your hedge, and you can exercise those puts at any time once the price has fallen out on you, to guarantee you that you can exercise your puts and sell at that strike price. If it's $16 or $17.50 or whatever strike you chose, you would have been able to exit while it was trading down at like below $10. And then you could have taken that money, turned it right around, and bought back into the stock. You could have bought the underlying again with all of that money that you just gained from exercising those puts. If you wanted to do it on a weekly time frame, I guess that would have probably been like the perfect timing. So that's a bit much to expect for anybody, but it works. So the TA that I do is it's kind of a mishmash. And I've spent a lot of time experimenting with a lot of things, and you know what? It really just all comes down to experience. And I won't even say that I'm an experienced day trader or investor. I'm still learning every day. So let's see. I was taking a look at. I think I got distracted. But I was being asked about what was it? IMPP. That's Imperial Petroleum, and then Mullen again. Oh yeah, Imperial Petroleum's starting to throw some nice signals. The 50 moving average has crossed up and down on the 200 multiple times on the hourly time frame. Got a bullish divergence here on the RSI. OBV is diverging as well. We got good signs. Good signs. This is a nice entry price for IMPP. I feel like you're trading below the 200, but there's multiple crosses back and forth on the hourly time frame. On the daily, the 200 period moving average is very far away. Well, actually, the stock only just recently IPO'd, so there is no 200. But you see the 100 just got started, so this is a good entry. What you can do is if you want to wait just a little bit more to see if you can get a better fill, you could wait a little bit, but it's looking strong. It looks like the bottom has been confirmed here, and it's got strong support here at this. It looks like 47.5 cents. Yeah, you've actually got a double bottom that formed here. You have a high. You have a high here. You've got a deep wick here, and you have this red wick that crossed into that level but never closed there, and you have a 3 white soldiers pattern here. These 3 big green candles after a deep red wick and candle. 3 white soldiers pattern is a sign of a reversal. So this is actually looking really good. If you wanted to take an entry for a move to the upside, I would probably set price targets at around $1, but you may not get filled at that unless you had access to aftermarket. Thanks, Enraged Goose. I really appreciate the endorsement. Hey, JD. I'll switch over to Mullen right here. Okay, so if you're thinking like this is the top just because it's at 129, that's not the way to look at it. Maybe you didn't get the best entry, but the moving averages are crossing over on multiple time frames on the hourly, and the 200 moving average is heading up. So on the next cross here, you've got a good sign. You've got a good chance of bullish momentum. The price is at the right level. And right now, on the 5-minute time frame, you see this bullish pennant forming. This is actually a really good sign for Mullen. There's your pennant on the 5-minute time frame after a nice long pull. Just give it a little bit of time. This one it's not going to take very long. You've got multiple crosses happening, short time frames and long-term time frames. So there's a good chance of a trend reversal here. You had a cross yesterday on the 15-minute of the 50 and the 200. If we look at the 30-minute, we'll see, yep, golden cross right now, like at exactly this candle on the 30-minute chart. So when this candle closes, plenty of algos will treat this as a long switch. And on the hourly, which is an even better indicator, once the 50 moving average starts heading up in this direction, I believe that the 200 period moving average is going to, let's see. Oh no, it is heading up. Okay, so we're good. Once you see the 50 cross above the 200 on the hourly, like that's last confirmation. But by the time, if you waited for that, by the time that you get there, the price might be somewhere up by 140. So like, don't sweat it. You got a good entry. Just don't rush it. Be patient. I hope you didn't get calls like for like literally this Friday, because that's not a good trade. I hope nobody went and did that. Unless you got in like super early and it was like $1 call and you're already in the money. Oh, look at that. Ollie's getting some strength. I love it. Where's the rest of the market at? Somewhere on the descent to hell.
Mullen just hit 125 again, and AERC just took a dump, but it might be flagging on the bigger time frame.
This looks like a liquidity hunt on AERC.
Yeah.
Let's look at AERC really quickly. Captain Insano, just another idea for the group. What about an FDA and CPSC recall alert? Hey, if if there's an API for it, or if Flabbergang can find a feed for it, we can make it happen.
That's a good one.
Vinny, I saw your question about Redbox. Redbox options are set to position close only, so they turned off the buy button on on Redbox. Okay, I see this flag. I do see this flag. Okay, arrow cleaned. Let's see. You need to get a green close on this one. This may be a liquidity hunt. They're taking it below the VWAP. This may be stop loss hunting. This isn't a liquidity hunt. I shouldn't say that. I don't want to get people confused. But this looks like, let's see. Where is this at?
When you see it on the visual volume shelf, it's like right there.
Well, this is where the support is. What I would say is check this on the, watch this on the 30-minute and wait to see if we get a green engulfing candle here in the in power hour as we get into power hour. We're about ready to start into getting into oh god, this problem at work is just plaguing me. It's still not taken care of. I'm sorry guys, give me a second. I'm gonna go figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm gonna turn off my ears for a minute and leave you guys with the analysts and the mods just for a little bit. I gotta make sure I take care of this before we get into power hour.
Looks like Revlon might be testing the flag here. Brought it down to about the 50% retrace on the fib. That's where a little underneath and it bounced. And right now it's just trying. Man, I wish I would have seen that volume shelf earlier on AERC. That would have been a great little swing. Yeah, Mo Herbert. I'm not sure what AERC's. Well, I mean, essentially, they are FDA approved, so that makes them viable for hospitals. But essentially, whoever purchases the product could go anywhere. So yeah, I think the application could be pretty much any public space. No problem, Mo. Oh, geez, I've been in and out of the ARC a ton, but this last little stretch, I've actually been holding firm since last night. But yeah, I was in and out of it yesterday probably 6, 7 times.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Does seem like on each leg they've dropped it down to the 50 at some point. On the fib. Oh, last previous one was down to the 61.8. I would prefer they didn't do that this go round. Much. Strong preference. Still filling out its pennant. They really like that channel between 22 and 122 and 124. Which is exactly between the 38.2 and the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement. looks like Revlon might be getting a little bump too. We'll see if it can break out of this channel. It's been struggling here. But compared to the SPY, not too bad. Yikes. 364.15. So I've got 361.80 as the top of the descending channel that we had broken out of on the 25th. We might get a little bit of a relief bounce there. I am not sure what criteria or metric Redbox didn't meet. I'm not as educated on this scenario as some of the other folks in here are. If anybody else knows, feel free to jump in and give us some knowledge bombs. But from my understanding, whatever the cause was, they were not supposed to be able to open up the options market, at least as it was kind of being explained, which that's unique. Or hopefully. Maybe not. Maybe that's part of the problem. Okay, AERC is making its last little tap of the flag bottom here. This is where we want to see the bounce. $16.47 is what I've got marked as the 61.8 retracement on the fib. That's where I'd expect the bounce to be. Crossing fingers. There's the tap. Let's see if she can hold. Hold the line! Hold the door. Get back up there. Come on. You know you want to. All the cool kids are doing it. I'll tell you what. AERC, get back in that channel. I'll be your best friend. Swear to God. Oh, you guys are too kind. I would be happy to give TA and host and all that jazz. It's fun because I'm you know, like TD and a lot of everybody else in here, I'm learning as I go. So I've found that when I'm trying to explain something, even if I don't understand it, it kind of flips my brain into this weird new perspective, and I end up learning a whole lot more in a lot less time. It's kind of one of the tricks that I used to get through college was I find it troublesome to pour through some of the stuff I was studying, and I ended up just putting together study groups and leading them because it would put me on the spot, and I'd have to think, and I'd have to reapproach and angle how I was doing stuff differently to try to explain it. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And just kind of stuck. It's the weirdest thing. You know, teaching something is one of the best ways I've found to learn. And that's almost paradoxical. And yes, you do get dad jokes. Lots of dad jokes. Here's one for you guys. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? Anybody? One is a giant animal, and the other one's a little lighter. Zarger got it. Come on, Spy. Make that last little drop. We'd like our little bit of a relief bounce. We want some juice in some of these plays. Big Daddy Kenny needs some liquidity. Gotta cover some shorts here. All right, so AERC is resting peacefully on the 61.8 retracement fib, so I am really wanting to see a bounce right here. It's found itself into a descending channel. We've got a little SPY bump, doji on the 1 hour. Little bump on the 5. Yeah, there's the SPY bounce. And with it, Mullen broke past 25, or got up at least up to 25. Yeah, I stand behind that. Got to 125.1. Just so everybody knows, I'm holding my breath. That's what's happening right here. Not commenting. I'm just holding my breath.
Let it out, brother.
Ooh, scrap, thank you. The 5 requirements under CBOE exchange rules. There are 5 criteria that a stock must meet before it can have options as of April 2022. The underlying equity security must be properly registered. And NMS stock. The company must have at least 7 million publicly held shares. The underlying stock must have at least 2,000 shareholders. Trading volume must equal or exceed 2,400,000 shares in the last 12 months. And the price of the security must be sufficiently high for a specific time. Options exchanges such as the CBOE will not allow any options to be traded on the underlying security if a company fails to meet even one of these criteria. However, meeting all of the criteria doesn't guarantee acceptance.
All right. I have returned.
He is returned. The king is back.
No, none of that king shit.
The king has returned. I have kids. I've watched Lion King too many times.
Rafiki. All right. Coil Master, just saw your question here in the trading floor questions. Talking about free floats, GMVD CEO said there was 6 million shares when he was on with Hoot Money. All other sources say 18 million. Thoughts? I don't know. I actually have no way of verifying that, and I'm not sure that the CEO does either. The thing with float and outstanding shares is they're only able to take an inventory of shares that are issued, and they could have issued them to an institution that has then since sold and are no longer in their position. So the CEO could be speaking from a place that of what he thinks based off of latest information he has, which may not be totally up to date. It might not reflect actual market circumstances. So if an institution sold, it could have raised the float because it would have been released. But that would constitute some kind of an insider sell. He would probably be aware of that, but I'm just saying there are ways that he could be wrong. It is encouraging, though. I just want to make sure that people aren't just like, say like, oh, the CEO, it's only 6 million. Like maybe that's true. I don't think that he would just lie about something like that. But he may be wrong. At the same time, like that, if that is totally true, then the float is tiny, way tinier than we were estimating, and the stock overall is it would then be extremely heavily shorted. So if I pull up, let me go ahead and get GMVD up on Ortex, and we'll go ahead and do a quick recap on that. Pull the shorts up. Now, right now, short interest of free float is only 1.64% with an SI of 304,000 shares, a cost to borrow averaging around 286% annualized. That is an annualized figure. So the cost to borrow is pretty significantly high, given that the stock is fully utilized and has been for a couple days now. We're up to full utilization for the last 2 days. The cost to borrow is rapidly rising, and the on loan is what I'm most closely paying attention to. If you look at the on loan, you can see the short interest is staying low, but the on loan is getting ridiculous. So something's going on. This is usually a sign that market makers are playing some games. And this is the figure that I pay the closest attention to when I'm looking for market maker over leveraging. If they are over leveraged, then these short exempts will also cycle out onto on loan. So you see these big spikes in short exempts. That could be the explanation for this rapid rise in on loan shares, because market makers are fulfilling a huge amount of market orders. The short exempts themselves amount to about a little bit more than 8,500,000, 835. Let's see, what was it? 871,870, 72,000 thereabouts. So that's a significant amount of shares, and not all of them have been added to the on loans. So this could result in a big spike of on-loan shares that market makers are going to have to borrow if they don't buy these back out of the market. So if all those short exempts that they had on those 2 days that GMVD got whipsawed around from a price of 32 cents all the way up to 84 cents, then that could actually put them behind the 8 ball. Like I was saying, there's been almost no failures to deliver. I bet you will start to see them soon, and threshold list is a maybe, but this big spike in security lending volume, this should have been our big tip. This is our tip off that something's going on with this stock. The volatility is getting a little bit ridiculous, and the short exempts are way out up into the stratosphere.
TD.
Yep, what's up?
Do you know that GMVD was previously traded in the Australian market?
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a foreign stock that came out to the U.S. market.
Yeah, we've been digging. We're trying to find the bottom.
Gotcha. When did they IPO on the U.S. exchanges?
Todd is around here. He could probably give you that date better than I could. We were in here till midnight looking at this.
Y'all are pulling some serious overtime.
I honestly don't know. I don't know when it IPO'd on the U.S. exchange, but there is documentation from the lockup period being June 29th, 2021 until June 29th, 2022. So we're anticipating that the Australian shares are going to unlock on the 29th of this month and possibly start getting dumped, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, what he said.
All right.
We have a feeling that the CEO is like pumping his company because he knows what's coming on the 29th.
Those are the shares that the CEO says aren't technically part of the free float. But if you look at the filing that comes from the transfer agent from the Australian exchange, it appears that those shares unlock June 29th. So what the CEO said might only be valid for a couple more weeks here.
All right.
And you're hearing it here first, folks.
I think that's why you put us on the PI team, sir.
Much appreciated.
That's why we have Hell's trading floor. It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, I gotta close a position really quickly. Thank you very much. Has nothing to do with that. I was closing a put on BlackRock that was making some money. Yes, I was shorting BlackRock.
We're still looking though, TD. We'll give you more info and everybody else as we get it.
Much appreciated.
You guys rock. AERC is back in the flag, and it looks like if you do an entire scale from back in June 6th, where you see the biggest volume uptick and the runs begin, that 1580 that it just dropped, 1589, but 1580 is the 38.2 fib retracement on the whole entire move.
Ooh. Let me pull that up here. Where are you drawing your fibs at?
I've got mine starting on the June 6th move, a little bit further up than the bottom, but that's where I see on the volume on the 30-minute, on the volume indicator, that has the biggest bump in volume. So I draw it from there up to 2370, and that puts the 38.2 at 1580 on the nose. Then in the visible volume shelf, that is also the largest volume shelf until you get down to right around 12.
I'm closing out a series of plays that we've been working on the side. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of juggling things a little bit, chat. Okay. Let's see where we're currently at with our other setups here. DRV is still showing some strength. I really would like to see this thing make a pop at the end of the day. Got this big red engulfing candle though. Oh, is it a fake out? Is it a fake out? Wow, the price straight up teleported. Interesting. Let's go take a look at some of the other plays, and I'll catch up with you, chat. Oh, sorry, I've been jumping around all over the place. Busy, 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 busy day. Brandon Williams, that timing, me and Trey at the same time. What timing? What did Trey do? If you were following Max Payne theory, it would mean a run up between 15 and 18 by tomorrow's close. Vengeance is mine. I'm not sure which stock ticker you're referring to on that one, but I am curious on which one you're talking about. I assume Redbox, but HYMC is popping. I like the idea of a gold and silver mining operation. I never entered a position in this stock. I do like the idea. I like what Adam Aaron decided to do with this. It looks like there's a double bottom in here, and it's starting to show some serious strength. You got the breakout about to start. This actually is, yeah, there's a double bottom here. This would be a good spot to enter. You have your breakout level right here. And this is the previous level that it had hit when it made this big spike up to, what was this, $1.89. Seems like a widely accepted level. This thing's been in consolidation for a while, and it's starting to show some strength here. It could move. It could totally move.
Ooh, my Mullen calls just popped.
Interesting. Ooh, somebody's sweeping the exchange. Somebody's sweeping the exchanges. The price hasn't moved yet. Let's go take a look.
So-
See if I'm right. Let's go see if I'm right. Not 1 million, but maybe 10,000. You hit $1 calls. What was your strike?
125 or one. Wait, hold on. What is my strike? Hold on.
150.
It is twos. Twos for July.
Twos for July. I'm not seeing anything on unusual whales, but the print may not have happened yet. We'll keep an eye on that one. We'll wait for an alert. Man, is this why people short companies? I should do this more often. I had a short bet on Lowe's that I just kind of had on the side. It was just kind of like a swing trade. Big credit to Mrs. Demon because this was her play actually. But it looks pretty. It was looking weak and it broke down.
Did you say Mrs. T Demon?
That's right, Mrs. Demon. I'm a married man. I'm a married devil. Gentlemen, if your wife is smarter than you are, get her to look at stock charts for you and make some calls. You will not regret it.
Isn't that true for all gentlemen?
It should be, but I find that not many listen.
Well, Matt Kors has some relationship advice for you. That was one of the funniest streams.
What did he have his girlfriend on streaming and doing trades?
He just gave some great relationship advice, like, ladies, if your boyfriend, your husband, your partner is struggling to like put something together and he's getting really frustrated, why don't you just walk over to him and tell him, hey, maybe you don't know what you're doing. You have just no idea what you're doing. And then fellas, if your significant other, if you're with a lady and she is feeling extra frustrated at something, just tell her to calm down. You're acting a little erratic. Calm down. That usually smooths things over immediately.
No.
Just maybe just relax and calm down. Yeah.
That's a quick way to have lawyer's fees.
And then it just started rolling. And it became a thing.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, if you're looking for a divorce, I guess that's a way to do it.
Exactly.
Oh, that was too funny.
Todd.
All right. This consolidation on Mullen is going a little bit long. I'm getting impatient. Come on, I want to see that breakout. Show me the money. I can't wait for Godpill to show up in my frickin' YouTube comments just to tell me that I'm garbage and a shill. And I'm like, hey, look, I I bought Mullen right before it started taking off. You mad yet?
Jeez, I saw that guy, and I'm just like, it frustrated me because he obviously had not listened at all to any of our DD.
He
like,
that dude was big mad. He was big mad, and I have no idea why. And he started accusing me of being bearish on Mullen. I'm like, I'm not bearish on Mullen. What are you talking about? I was like, I love this company. It's awesome. I love novel EV plays. Like I'm very bullish on this company as long as they're legit. And so far they are so far they're coming through on promises with their batteries. So I'm just waiting to see. They're still a little bit sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm just saying David Mickery looks a little bit like a mob boss, and maybe that's a good thing. But as it stands, he looks like he could be running the Italian mob in my hometown.
Did you say a little bit sketch?
Just a little bit sketch.
just the smallest, the smidgen of sketchiness.
But you know what? Mullen was a legitimate company before David Mickery came in, and they did actually have some vehicles produced. So there's a case for them at least. I think that it's possible that they could be telling the truth.
I think they're working on it. I think they're struggling with all the market effery.
Yeah, I think that is a big thing. That really is the main problem that they're facing. The biggest issue was their awful financing options. I think
Yep.
that was the biggest hurdle for them to overcome was how in the hell were they going to negotiate their terrible financing? And you know what? It does suck the situation that they found themselves in with Asusa. Um, but I feel like since they were able to sell stock and get some capital in the company just from financing activity, or not from financing activities, but from investing activities, that will reflect much better on the company. I think that when they report these earnings to show and reflect that they made a significant sum of money in the last quarter from selling stock, that it will reflect much better on the management of the company, and they'll be able to show and demonstrate a better bottom line that could entice institutional investors to take an interest. I think that they really do have potential. A lot of people got so mad about the dilution, and I'm like, this company, if they want to survive, they have to. They're in a really bad financing situation, and I did tell everybody like Mullen is going to have to dilute. They're in a bad financing agreement right now with a very malignant loan lender. They're basically a fly by night, loan shark company that targets businesses, and they make their money by cashing in on the businesses losing value, and they keep absorbing their stock and diluting them to death. They put them into these forced dilution situations. The fact that Mullen screamed back up to $4 and they were able to sell at the top was big for them. It gave them new life. So I don't see it as a bad thing. And the one thing that I told people while it was going on is like, look, this can't go on forever. They are going to have to dilute at some point. We know this, and I was wrong on my timing with that, so that's regrettable. But I still made profit, and a whole bunch of people should have also made profit too while we were there. And it's not like it gave up everything all at once. It hovered there at $4 for a full freaking week. So there was plenty of time to get out or hedge your position with puts or something. Like there was plenty of opportunity to make a safe exit and get in profit. And for those who wanted to diamond hand this thing and really have like ultimate faith in the company for the long term, that's great too. Long term investment makes perfect sense. This is a novel EV company. They've got a lot of potential if they can survive. There's only one downside, and that's electric vehicles are really freaking expensive, so it's going to be hard for them to find buyers. Oh, let me delete all of this. That stuff's really old.
Do you think that Azusa will turn the page and realize that they would make more money by allowing them to succeed?
I wonder about that. At this point, if Mullen gets into a much better situation and their stock can return back to all-time highs, then Azusa has no incentive to keep forcing them to dilute. They have incentive to keep absorbing their shares and selling them as they rise. But now that the company is exhibiting strength and they have cash on hand to work with, it's actually in Azusa's interest to let them run and let their company survive. Yes.
That's my feelings also.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, the shorts have been shaken out pretty badly on Mullen. Right now, there's still a market maker that's like in a really rough situation. I have a feeling that they've been trying to negotiate their way out of their overleveraged positions this entire time we've been in consolidation. This is a lot of time for them to work with. We've been trading in this range between $1.50 and $1, and we've been here for over a month. It's been a month. So that's a lot of time for the market makers to negotiate their way out of these positions. But once they have gotten out, they don't have a reason to hold it down anymore. The only thing that I would say is market makers don't really like volatility. But if buyers are buying, too damn bad.
I think they're trying to be honest in what they're trying to accomplish. Azusa's making it rough for them.
Yeah, they are. They are making it very hard for them. This is a nice clear bounce, though. Like, I see what Mullen is doing. I saw this double bottom pattern here on Mullen, and I'm just like, that looks tasty. So, and it's a nice bull hammer as well. Bull hammer candle. I like it. I like what Mullen is doing. I see some strength coming into it. I'm feeling very confident. Whoops, I didn't mean to delete that.
If they can do what they want to do, they could come out with a reasonably priced EV.
Absolutely. Yeah, man, they are barcoding hard on the 5-minute. This is getting annoying. Come on, you assholes, go long. Come on, you have a golden cross on the 30-minute.
I keep forgetting we're live.
All right. Well, this barcoding is going to keep going on until it suddenly stops, so we'll just give it some time. But, like, Jesus. $20 crossing the 100, the 50's chasing the 100 now. The 200
Do we have a reverse head and shoulders on Redbox?
Really? Quick look at GMVD really quickly. Looks like it ran out of steam and needed to have a little bit of a pullback. But these wicks up here and these closes on these candles getting consistently taller. We got a little bit of a tweezer top. So we might be in for a bit of a retrace here. Probably be looking at a bounce off of the 20 EMA. So if you're looking at the charts, if you're looking at smooth moving averages or EMAs, exponential moving averages, I'd be looking for this retrace to touch the 20 for GMVD. If you don't quite have an entry and you wanted to go long on this one, I would be checking for an opportunity to enter at either 65 cents or 66 and a half. Let's go take a look at Redbox again. I see this head and shoulders pattern. It's made this pattern before, though. 20th of May through the 25th, it created this head and shoulders here that ended up not playing out, and it reversed on high volume, on a big volume spike on the hourly. Let's see. You know, we might be reversing to the upside. We'll see. We got a really deep wick on this green candle. That might be a reversal candle. Let's go check the 15-minute. The 50 bounced off of the 200. Interesting. There's strong support here. There's very strong support here at 1057. Inverse head and shoulders. Inverse head and shoulders. Let's see.
He did a drive-by.
I guess we're going to find out what happens here. These moving averages are pretty far apart on the long term, but the short term are bouncing off of it, so this could be continuation. We may not be done with Redbox. I'll say this, if you're not in on Redbox, I can't endorse anybody going in on this thing, long or short, because we don't know which way this thing's going to go. It's in consolidation, and it had a huge gap down. It tried to fill it and failed. There's a head and shoulders, and there's also a cup and handle forming. This thing is doing all kinds of weirdness. I don't have a way to call out a clear technical pattern. There's multiple bullish and bearish technical patterns here in front of me. And on multiple time frames, the moving averages are crossing up and down all over the damn place. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a clear direction on where this is going. If you are in it, then I hope that you have a hedge. And I hope you are ready for it to go either way, honestly. If I had the ability to open an option contract on this thing, it would be straddles or strangles, long strangles, because this could go either way. But it's not going to stay here. Whatever it does, it's going to go someplace. It's either going way up or it's going way down. I know which way the market makers want it to go, though. They're not happy with this thing ripping all day, every day.
Revlon just poked its head above the channel. It's testing the 50.
Thanks for the call out, homie.
Yeah.
You had a visitor in YouTube chat, TD.
Did I really? I'm sorry. I had my brokerage window up. I wasn't watching chat. Who am I missing? City Blades. Thank you so much for the $2. ARDX dark pools is ridiculous. I don't have access to the dark pool feeds right now. I don't have a site that I go to for that. If somebody wants to post up the if somebody wants to post up the dark pool volume on that one, we can share that though.
God Shield stopped in to say hi.
Did he really? Did he seriously stop in?
Yeah.
That's funny. Somebody must have been watching my stream and then told him.
I thank you. Bye.
I'm going to jail. All right.
I figured you'd like that.
That's funny. Stopping by to tell the truth and confirm I am the goat. What a fucking narcissist.
Still waiting for him to make true on his promise of all the other people he said were going to jail.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'm going to jail for sure. I'm going to put you in YouTube jail, though. I'm glad he stopped by just so that I could block him. I'm tired of seeing his shit.
I'm gonna have to bring those down pictures I had of him hitting his ice pipe in his dirty ass room. I'm gonna have to bring those up. This dude, man, like we try to be nice with them. You know what I'm saying? We try to be nice with them, and this is what happens.
What a tool, man. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least I got him to clean his room. He upgraded after that.
I kind of feel bad for him because he's. I don't want to pick on a dude for having mental issues, but his behavior is just unexplainable. He's not an average individual. That's all I'm gonna say. And you know what? I feel for the dude. But he like Godpill. I'm sorry, dude, but you're a little unhinged. You know, I'm not a hedgy. You will find nobody else in this. You will find few people in this environment that hate hedge funds and market makers more than me. And you can ask anybody how much time I have spent doing research in order to discover exactly how short exempts and shorting works in order to illustrate how market makers abuse their position and trying to get that word out there. So like you can be mad at me all you want just because I didn't like foam at the mouth and scream Mullen to the moon for every day on stream. Like I don't do that. I don't senselessly pump stocks. I look for opportunities. So like you can say whatever you want. It's a free country, but I'm just just the same as you tell me I tell other people that I'm a hedgie, I'm just going to say you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. But whatever.
And that's all he's getting.
That's it.
We're not even gonna bring him up anymore. He don't deserve it.
Yeah.
He done got more time than he deserves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's blocked on all my social media feeds now, so I don't even want to see his stuff. He can complain out to his following of like, I don't know, 500 followers or whatever it is. I don't care. It's really not a good use of my time. I was just kind of floored because it seemed so uncalled for and random to just be told. Like I opened up my phone on Twitter and it said True Demon is garbage. I'm like, what? Like what? Why is that? Hurt my feelings a little bit. But then I saw that it was Godpill, and I wasn't as surprised.
Everybody's got to punch up. Can't punch down. Who's he going to go after? You know what I mean? Like he's got to pick big names in order to go after them, in order to get more people involved.
You know what? That's fine. Well, he got what he wanted, I guess. I am long on Mullen again. I've been long on Mullen the whole time, pretty much. I just saw that it was in a long period of consolidation and was waiting for a volatility pop. Guess what? Here it is. So, like, I guess he has no reason to be mad at me anymore. He probably will be though, but as my dad would always tell me, you can get over it or die mad.
Yeah, he's had enough time with here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sounds like my dad and your dad hung out.
Let's see, 15-minute on BBIG. I see the 50 cross in the 200 period, smooth moving average. So I see we've got some momentum going. The 50 and the 20 are curling upward, and we can see the 200 starting to even out. We broke through both of these levels of liquidity, and now we're dipping back down. Yeah, BBIG might be doing a setup. It could be time. It could be time. I'm still kind of gun shy with BBIG just because of all their stupid freaking rug pulls. They have royally pissed in my Cheerios with how many times they have pulled the rug out from under myself and like most retail traders in general. I am kind of annoyed with how incompetent their management is and how they seem to just not want to let retail be in on their plays, on their stock. That seems like a breach of fiduciary duty.
%100%.
Yeah, it is
My wife
very.
is so tired of hearing the
name.
She said it doesn't matter how many indicators or anything after, like, if you can get out of that play, if it sets up again and it looks like it's a sure thing, I will smash your computer before you're allowed to go back into that play because I don't want to hear that name one more time. So I'm holding.
Stay married, Ruff.
Yeah, I'm holding. I can't re-enter, so this is my PDT.
I know we said we wouldn't keep talking about it, but I saw the picture that Docs the Fox put in the Discord, and I'm dying. Dude's bug out eyes really fucking scare me.
Wow, is that him?
Yeah, it is. You can always tell somebody that has some kind of a thyroid condition by just how bug out how their eyelids don't touch the irises of their eyes. When they open their eyes all the way, their eyes are like perfectly in the center. That's how you can tell someone is like crazy as fuck. It's in the eyes, man. It's in the eyes.
Ooh, Revlon just broke past the 50 fib, and it looks like Mullen is at the end of the pennant trying to decide if it's going to make its jump north. AERC is now going. Is it Spy Puppet? What's going on? No?
Let's see, what do we got? GameStop is starting to show some strength in it. AMC is looking like it's bouncing off of its bottom. I saw people were pointing out Sidhu. How long has this been halted for? Oh, I see. It came out of halt. It came out of halt over an hour ago. Man, this thing moved like a monster. It's throwing a bearish divergence on the RSI though, so be careful if you're looking at this one. This is probably a very, very bad time to enter. MM. Explain how the market maker can negotiate their Mullen position to get out, with whom and how. So in the case of Mullen, I'm not an expert in the way that market makers operate, generally speaking, but what I observed market makers doing in order to get out of over-leveraged short positions was they would take up as many deep in the money call options as possible. Like they would look for near expiration deep in the money call options that have a delta of 0.98 or higher, and they'll just gobble them all up and exercise them immediately. And by doing that, what they're doing is they're acquiring shares. They're getting deep in the money call options that they can purchase. They're very, very close to the actual traded market price. When the delta is that high, the market price and the premium for the option is almost indistinguishable, such that the cost of exercising the option is almost the same. It's just slightly more expensive than buying it at the market. But by doing that, they're avoiding actually creating price action in the market and causing the stock price to rise. So what they do is they'll collect as many deep in the money call options as they possibly can. They'll exercise them before the end of the day. And what you'll see is massive volume on deep in the money call options, but you won't see a change in the open interest. That's how you know. And that gives them a refreshed inventory of shares that they can use to cover a short position. In the case of Mullen, I can see that there's a massive spike in the shares on loan, despite the estimated short interest dropping out. So that's how I know that this is not entirely telling the full story. Short interest is rising rapidly, but the on loan is outpacing it significantly by 20 million shares. What I would like to see is for the cost to borrow to continuously begin to rise, which it's starting to make a turnaround now. But this, to me, looks like the bottom of their price action. So if you're looking to go long in Mullen, this seems like the best time to do it. If it goes through another cycle of this, big bullish rally, it will likely come over the next 30 to 60 days. For me, by the way, since I'm on the topic, for me, the best way to play that is to just buy shares, because you don't know how long it's going to take, and you don't want to be sitting on calls the entire time just waiting for something to happen. This is a bit early because there's not enough confirmation. So you get shares early on these bottoms where you think that where the lowest price has been reached, and you accumulate shares then, and that way you're not jumping into options too early and letting theta eat you alive. Utilization still maxed out. And on loans spiking up. What I'll be looking for is for short exempts to start skyrocketing as well. The short exempts started getting pretty high recently, just not quite enough to a level to give full confirmation. So it may be a little bit early yet, but I did say that it looked like it was reaching a bottom the other day, and it seems like that is the case. Congratulations on everybody that locked in their profits on Sidu.
Mullen's starting to break.
Let's take a look. Yeah, if you got in on Sidu, that's good profit. This is a good time to think about exiting. You can't be unhappy with a move to $7 like that. here it is, the breakout. This is what we were waiting for. Nice. 3 great big green confirmation candles right in a row. That's beautiful. Starting on a 4th. Well, gentlemen, start your engines. And ladies. Also, I just wanted to make a make an announcement that I'm making an executive decision to add Captain Insano to the hype squad since he's been with us for a long time. Always keep
Yes!
in mind.
Hell
So
yeah!
congratulations, sir.
Yes!
Hell yeah! Welcome aboard, brother.
Hell yeah. Dave. Sneaking in here like that.
Mullen continuing to break. I'm excited, guys. I'm very excited. Let's see. What's up, chat? What do we got going on? Sens. No, actually, we haven't mentioned that one. Not for a long time. I haven't actually been watching Sens for some time. It's not like I forgot about it, but I've been hanging on to shares for a long time, and I haven't been watching the price action because it just upsets me. Still in a downtrend. It's so oversold. It's so oversold, but right now there's just no bottom in sight. I guess this could be the start of a double bottom right here. But there's this deep liquidity pool down here below 75 cents. So I don't know. Sens might take a sudden dive in order to touch this. So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and add an alert on this, and I'll use that to act as my notification if Sens decides to turn around.
One minute left in the market.
Okay, guys. Let's take it all down to the last second. AMC chasing 1180. GameStop hovering at 125.89. Mullen is currently getting ready to break out past 125. BBIG consolidating to the downside here at 207. This is the last minute in the market.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. That is the bell. All right. So we've got several good closes on multiple stocks. The market overall closed down at, where did our close come in at? Close was at $366.93 on the SPY. This has probably been the worst 5 trading days in a row that I've seen on the SPY since we turned down from the peak. We're now in the full panic zone for the SPY overall. I see some extreme downside ahead of us. If the market doesn't start bouncing here, then we are most definitely looking at the onset of a crash. Castle Belly, or I'm sorry, Diane B. BBIG, I covered a little while ago. So if you wanted to check that one out, it's probably about a half an hour back in the stream. XLRE puts just spiked. Yeah, I was saying that the real estate data was extremely negative. That was showing up here. Whatever is going on with the real estate market, it's not going to be good. It kind of went sideways today after gapping down in pre-market. I think it's probably going to continue going into Friday.
Hey, Rob.
Yo.
Okay.
I sent you a little something.
Well, I'm gonna have to close out the stream here since that is the close of the market, and I still have to finish my workday, making sure that I get all of my reports out on time. But I really appreciate everybody stopping by to hang out with us in Hell's Trading Floor. If you're new to the stream and this is the first time that you're hearing of us, or if you've been here a while and haven't joined the Discord yet, would highly encourage you to do so. We're a very friendly community, and almost all of us spend our time, even when we're not on stream, hanging out in the live stream, in the trading floor text. And we're always trading back and forth ideas and looking for tickers to make some plays on. We have some very experienced traders throughout the entire community that have been very eager to help new members. We're a very friendly community, very data driven, and we try to be as objective as possible in our analysis while we try to look for plays at print. And right now we're working on quite a few of them. So hopefully if you haven't thought about it previously, you're thinking about it now. If you'd like to join the Hell's Trading Floor Discord group, you can join us by signing up through our Patreon at patreon.com/thedevilsbroker, and you'll join through our Discord group at discord.gg/Hell's Trading Floor. Thanks again, guys, for coming by. I'm going to play an ad for the close of the stream. Feel free to skip it if you don't want to, but it helps out the channel. And thank you again for stopping by. Till tomorrow, have a hell of a time in the markets.
Thanks, TD. That was great.